Hey folks, hope everyone's doing well today. We're doing good. It's been busy as all dickens. I've got a large portion of the fence poles up. Haven't been able to work on the fence every day. I'm on the property now. Not sure exactly where I'm at. I went into Jeff's corner and I tried to go to the far east side of it, and my phone went from 60% to nothing. My phone's dead. It'll power up and then shut off, so I can't pull my map up. We got one neighbor that lives, we have to pass him to get to where the new house is at, and he's got some dogs. He's got, I don't know, 7 or 8 dogs, all kind of, I don't know what they are. But anyway, he's got a bunch of them, and about this time, he'll start feeding them. I think I may have wandered across the property line. I'm not sure. I don't recognize none of this. I don't know where I'm at. I got turned around and I tried to use my map. My map wasn't acting right. And then when I finally noticed the battery level of my phone, I was looking at the map and there's an indicator on it. And as you hold your phone and you point it around you, there's an indicator that shows which direction you're aiming the phone. And so I can look on the map, see where my truck is, and I can turn my phone until that indicator is pointing toward the truck on the map, and then I know that direction to take me to the truck. And it was acting up. I could turn it. There's a big oak tree or magnolia tree that was over there by me, and I turn it to the magnolia, and it'd show that indicator pointing sort of north by northeast, and I could turn the phone away just by a few feet, swing it back, and it'd show that same tree was due south. The indicator was acting goofy, and I couldn't figure out why. And so I closed the map out, and then I seen the battery percentage, and it was at 13 or 14%. And I opened the map back up. I knew, well, I thought I had probably 20 or 30 minutes of battery on the phone before it ended up shutting off on me. And as soon as I powered the map back up, the phone died. So I'm waiting. When he goes to feed his dogs, I will hear, they'll start barking, and I'll know the direction. I think I've got to go that way, but I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm at. But anyhow, while I'm waiting on his dogs to start barking, I got some pigs in the trap over at our pig lease, and it was 2 mothers, a big one and a very young mother. The young one had 1 baby, little old tiny baby, and the big mother had 6 babies. And so I didn't have any help to catch them. To release them, to take them to another section of that property to release them. I'm hearing stuff. I'm getting nervous. So anyhow, I went back there. I did film it. I put 1 camera right outside of the gate to the trap, and I got the trap tied open, and I run circles around that thing trying to scare them pigs out. And the big one, she was more focused on getting to me than she was getting out. And so I left, went and got the truck. I was coming back, and I stopped at the little trail. You can see the trap from right there. And I stopped. Both of them were in the trap, and I seen Big Mama circled around. She was fixing to go out the gate, and I said, good, I'll pass it, turn around, and come back, and then I'll park. And by the time I went past it by 100 yards, and I came back, she was out. And so I sat there. The small one was just running around trying to figure out how to get out. And then she found the way out. So I just waited, and once she got out, I was able to reset the trap. This was yesterday. This morning, about 2 hours ago, I've got another mother in the trap. She's got 6 babies, or 7 babies. I got I'll put the picture up if I remember. I'll put the picture up for the other ones if I haven't already, and I'll put the picture up of the one that's in the trap now. So I'm gonna go. They got plenty of food in the trap. So I'm gonna go first thing in the morning, and I'm going to release her. The babies are too young to be on their own. And I know a lot of people are gung-ho about killing the wild pigs because they destroy everything and they eat everything, and that's far from the truth. The forest floor develops a very dense layer, and that's due to the vegetation that has died and fell, and it forms a mat. And once it forms that mat, nothing grows through it. If you ever been in the forest and you got big trees, but there's nothing growing on the ground, it's because it's got that mat layer. There's no sunlight, there's no oxygen, there's nothing making it to the soil. The pigs come in, and just like tillers that we purchase or we rent to till up our land so that we can plant, to turn that soil, to aerate it and get the old dead soil turned down below, and the soil that's rich in nutrients, to get it turned up, we till it. Pigs are Mother Nature's version of tillers, and they'll come into the forest where it's matted up, and I've seen it probably over 100 times now, and they'll root them areas up, and I mean, you'll break an ankle walking through it. They'll dig holes knee deep and that big around. They'll root it all up. Once they move out of that area, in a couple of months, the whole area is rooted up. And 3 or 4 months later, the whole forest is green. All kinds of stuff is sprouting up and growing. And that's due to the pigs. They're very beneficial. If they weren't beneficial to nature, I promise you, our Creator, the Almighty God Himself, would not have created them. Everything serves a purpose, and the pigs are amazing at turning the soil, at tilling it, and keeping the soil active and full of life. They're real good at that. And yes, they eat grubs, they eat worms. If they can catch a squirrel or bird, they'll eat it too. They are opportunity feeders, and they'll take advantage of food when they find it. And yes, they will absolutely do that. A coyote will do that too. A dog will do that. Many cat species will do that. And it's just how nature works, but everybody targets pigs. They destroy everything, and they're nuisance animals, so kill them all. And anyway, I'm not going to get on that topic because I see things a little differently, and I see them the way that God intended them. Their job, the way that God created them, to get out and to till the soil and to turn it, and they eat the grubs and stuff out of the soil that actually do damage roots of certain trees. The grubs get down there and eat the roots and kill them. These pigs will sniff them out. They'll find them and they'll eat them. But anyhow, when I went to release the pigs, I had the windows open in the truck. I was by myself. I got out, and when I got home, I checked the footage, and when I came back, there was a limestone rock, a small one, about the size of a diameter of a $50 US coin. And it was laying on my seat, on the driver's seat. I didn't have a rock in the truck, so I don't know how it got there. There's no rocks on the road right there. I thought maybe in all that mud, maybe it got slung up into the truck off the tire. But when I went back and checked the footage, I opened the driver door, and I got my little rifle. I got a 17 HMR, little old tiny bullets in it, and I carry it with me to the pig trap in case we got a big boar in there that we need to exterminate. And yes, we do eat them. We don't kill them and dump them in the woods. We eat them, and we have a lot of family members and friends that eat them. So yes, we do shoot them sometimes. And anyhow, I set it on the driver's seat, and I actually took the magazine out, took a bullet out, and I showed it on film for the people that are unfamiliar with that particular cartridge. And I put it back in the rifle, and there's nothing on the seat. I got a big tear in the seat, but besides that, there's nothing on the seat. I got out, laid the rifle against the front bumper, put the camera on the hood, and I got my bug spray out of the back seat and I sprayed down because, like, right now I was getting eaten alive. I got the rock in the truck. It's sitting on my dash right now. It was clean. There was no mud on it. It was not wet. It was clean and dry. No odor to it. And I was talking to our brother Don Moore, and I told him about it. I sent him a picture of it, and we were discussing it. And at our house where we live now, we get rocks thrown at us. It hasn't happened in probably close to a year now. It's been pretty quiet. But the previous years, you'd be in the back working with the goats, and these rocks would be hitting the roof of the house. They'd be bouncing on the ground around you. And I was on a live show. Kerry Arnold invited me to come on with him on Bigfoot Odyssey. And as we was on the show, they were landing around me. And at first I didn't say anything. It was scaring me because I'd hear them hit. And it's always in the back of your mind that one of them's going to hit you in the head. And anyhow, I think Kerry, or one of the guys on the show, one of his co-hosts, said, was that a rock hitting the ground? Because on one of the other shows, I had to get on the roof because we had no internet, and I had to use cell phone signal, which is poor out there. So I had to get on my roof to do a live show, and they were bouncing all over the roof that time. Well, I picked one of the rocks up, and I always thought they were concrete. I never really paid it no mind. It's happened ever since I've been in the house. That stuff's happened. Well, I picked one up, and during the show, and I realized it wasn't concrete, it was limestone. Well, a video I had filmed years ago, I was in the woods, but there's an old cemetery back there. They do maintain it. And down the road, there's limestone. They put it on the dirt road. And you got to cross that limestone to get back to where I was at. And I was waiting on my stepson to get there because we were going hunting in Caryville. And we was southeast of Caryville by probably 30 miles where I was at. And he comes down the road, and I didn't venture far from the car. I was coming back up, I was filming the graveyard, and there's activity in that area where I was at. And so I was just looking for sign of anything abnormal. Coming up to the car, Cody gets out, and I think I had all of it on camera. Anyway, he walks over, I greet him. He goes over, gets in the car, and I pan the camera, shut the camera off. I did not know there was a stack of limestone. There was 4 or 5 of them. They were stacked straight up like a totem pole on the roof of my car. I didn't see them, but the camera caught it. We got in the car. We take off down the dirt road so we can hurry up and get on the road and head north. And I hear rocks bouncing on the roof. At the time, I didn't know they were stacked. I thought Cody throwed some rocks up there. And so I stopped and got out, and there's 4 or 5 rocks on my roof. Well, we go hunting, we come back. I asked Cody if he threw the rocks up there, and he denied it. And I in my mind, I swore that he tossed them up there when we was going down the road. A few months later, when I uploaded that video, I have to backtrack, you guys, because I get turned around. A few months later, after I had uploaded it, I got to backtrack. I keep messing up. When I edited the video and uploaded it, I don't normally choose a thumbnail for the video. I just started doing that maybe a year ago. In the past, every 10 videos I upload, I may put a thumbnail on one of them. I just let the computer, YouTube's algorithm, I let it choose the thumbnail because it doesn't really matter to me. The thumbnail it chose is the point when the car was parked near that cemetery, and you can see the rocks on the roof. And I didn't know nothing about it. Someone reached out to me and asked me about the thumbnail, the rocks on the roof. And I had to go back and look. It's really hard to see. I couldn't see them. And because at the time, I didn't have a computer. All I had was my phone. And my eyes weren't good. I didn't have glasses at the time. So the thumbnail's real tiny. And I just kept having to look at it. And finally, I got reading glasses and had to hold them away from my face for it to magnify it, and I could see them. I called our brother Jeff Townsend, and asked him if he'd go and check that thumbnail, because I wasn't sure if that's what I was actually seeing or not. I knew they were there because someone had reached out to me and asked me about them. And Jeff checked, and he confirmed that's what it was. And then later, when I did get a computer, I seen it myself. At the time, I didn't know they were there. I didn't know they were stacked. I thought Cody tossed them up there. But those rocks were limestone. The ones that get thrown at us at the house are limestone. One of the hunting areas, I was hunting between Vernon and Caryville, Florida, on a public land area. And Chris and I carried our climbing tree stands out there. We picked spots. I hunted that afternoon. We climbed down. I didn't get anything, and I left my climber attached to the tree because we came back the next morning to hunt it. And when I got back the next morning, there was a big limestone rock on the seat of my climber. And they just, I'm finding them a lot, and they've ended up on the roof of my little gold car. The one yesterday was, or day before, I don't recall, within the last 2 days, it was on the driver's seat, like somebody reached in the window. But here's the odd thing. I've got a Bible on the dash of the truck on the driver's side. It's right there forward of my steering wheel, almost in the left corner of the windshield. It's right there. I got a rubber mat on the dash, and the Bible sits on the rubber mat so it doesn't slide across my dash and go out the window. I've got like prescriptions when I get them from my doctor, my receipt for paying the doctor's visit. I got a stack of them in that Bible, and they're full paper pages. So I got them in there. I got a feather when I was going hunting one year. 4 o'clock in the morning, I backed out of the gate, and I got out of the truck. I left the door open, got out, closed the gate and locked it, come to get back in the truck, and it was dead still that night. There's no trees outside of our gate. It's open sky, and there's a huge blue feather, a big one, laying on my seat. I saved it. I got that in that Bible. And then recently, I found a turkey feather, and I put it in that Bible too. Well, when that stone ended up on my seat yesterday or day before, whenever it was, as I was pulling out of there, I went to put that stone, I was looking at it going down the road, going down that logging road where I was at, and I went to set it on that mat that the Bible's on so it wouldn't slide nowhere, and I see something hanging out of the Bible. It was the turkey feather. I'm going to send that to Brother Don Moore. Well, you could barely see the end of the quill where it sticks in the turkey skin. It was sticking out about 1/4 of an inch. You could barely see it. But something or somebody grabbed it, and it was 3/4 of the way hanging out of the Bible, out of the side. And it's halfway in the Bible. You know how thick a Bible is. It's at the halfway point. And just a very small piece of it's hanging out. Well, something pulled it out, and 3/4 of that feather was hanging out of it. Like something pulled it out to check it out. And I don't know, it's just some very minor but odd occurrences. And there's a lot of that going on. Guys, I'm going to have to start walking. The sun's going down, and I am not hearing those dogs. I don't want to be out here at dark. See if my phone will power up. It's powering up now. And it powered off. Shoot. I'd backtrack, but I don't know. I got turned around when I was trying to go around Jeff's corner, and I have probably walked 300 yards from that point, and I don't know which direction I went. And it's woods for miles. If I go the wrong way, I'm going to be way away from the property. I don't think I'm on it now. I think it's that way. I just had to sit down somewhere and get quiet because I need to hear when the dogs bark. I don't know what that is. I don't know if Mike's going to pick that up. Sound like somebody coughed with a, it's got the croup. Kind of a weird cough. That's twice now. That's coming from that way. There's a bird back behind me, way behind me, singing. But it's got dead calm all right here. Behind the camera, this whole area right here has gotten dead calm. You hear that bird behind me now, if y'all can hear that. Right there. I got stuff moving around me. I am armed. I just don't want to I don't want to run into a bear, you guys. I can't see far at all. There's an opening right back behind me. Did y'all hear that? That's that sound that I was hearing. I got a bird out that way now. That makes me feel better. I don't guess this dog's gonna be barking. I hope he doesn't have him inside. I gotta get moving, you guys. I don't know where I'm at. And there's no moss on the trees back here. So I'm not near any water at all. I wish I had my drone with me. I usually have a really good sense of direction. I very rarely get like this to where I don't know where I'm at. I get turned around, but I can sort of plant myself, and you can, I don't know how to explain it, you can sort of feel which way that you need to go, and I don't think I can focus to feel. I'm getting really nervous. It's getting dark. Let me grab the camera right quick. I just attached it to a tree right here. I want to show you guys something. It may be nothing. No, I am not an investigator, a Bigfoot investigator at all. So you guys tell me, is that one of them X things? That's a tree, the one going across. It's rested up there. It's not a limb, it's a tree. And it's this end, the low end's probably 20 feet up. But they're crossed right there. Can I zoom this in? Yes, I can, a little bit. Can you see it right there? Right there? Is that natural? That's northwest right there. North by northwest. No, west northwest. That way. I just don't know where I'm at. If I knew exactly where I was at. There's that sound again. That coughing sound. Guys, I don't know where to go. It is so thick in here. And there's a big pile of debris right there. It's real dark up in it. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like I need to go that way. Well, I'm going to get off here, you guys. I'm going to put this camera in my pocket. Because that coughing sound is coming from that way. And I think I need to go that direction. Maybe I can get out in this stuff and be able to see something I can recognize, maybe. Well, there's a lot of trees down in here. Big trees. That sounded like a growl. And I have no idea which direction it came from. It was sort of faint. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. I love y'all. God bless you. Be safe, and whatever you do, be kind, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. I've got to go. I got to try to find my way back. I'm going to put this camera up, get it out of the way. I'll see you guys. Oh, jeez. Holy cow. I'm not hearing nothing. Sometimes from the property you hear people on four-wheelers, and I'm not even hearing that. No gunshots, no nothing. I'm out of here. Be safe, everyone. We'll see you soon. There's a sandy spot over there. There's a property marker. I just don't know. It's orange. I use pink. I'm gonna go see if there's another one. I made it, you guys. I found an orange marker on a tree. Let me me show you. There's one of my markers. I use pink. See the pink? I don't use orange at all because everyone uses orange. The guys in this area, they're too manly to use pink. That's why I use it. I'm the only one. And if I find pink markers out in these areas where I hunt, I know they're mine and I can get out. But anyhow, I followed the markers and it came up. There's a sign, a posted sign, and it was a boundary marker. There was a phone number on it. It wasn't no name, but there was a number on it. I tried to power my phone up because our friend that owns the property next to us, I was going to see, I don't know his number. I was going to check in my contact list, my phone book, and see if that was his number, and the phone wouldn't come on at all. It wouldn't even give me the Apple symbol. I've got it charging now, but anyhow, I was messing around with my phone and I heard the dogs bark, and they were way off. I think I walked about 300 yards from Jeff's Corner around the east side. Jeff's Corner is on the east side of our property, and I thought I would be on the east or northeast corner. I thought I was somewhere up in there just off of the property. When I heard the dogs bark, it sounded like they were miles away. I was west of our property, probably a quarter mile past the property line. I thought I walked about 300 yards around from Jeff's Corner, trying to go around it. I didn't want to go through it. And I was about 12 or 1,300 yards from that point. I was west, way west. And I just started going and going and going. And I come up to the creek. It was on my left side. It should have been on my right side. Somehow I crossed the creek. I don't know how I crossed it. I was on the north side of the creek when I got turned around, and I heard the dogs bark. When I come back, I was on the south side. I never crossed the creek. The creek's not boxed in to where you could walk across it and not know. You got to climb down a steep embankment, go across the water, and climb up another steep embankment to cross it. Somehow I ended up on the south side of it. I don't know how. But I kept going and kept going, and I found the creek. I started following the creek. I had to go to the water because I thought I was on the north side of it, which means the direction I was hearing the dogs bark, I would have had to go the opposite way, and it wouldn't have made sense. When I come to the creek, when I walked up on it, it was flowing the other way, and it messed me up. I had no idea where I was, but the dogs were barking to my right. And so I just kept going and kept going, and I seen the pink ribbons on the tree that separate our boundary from our friend who has the property next to us. I seen the pink. I said, oh, praise the Lord. And then it dawned on me, I am way far away. I don't know how I got over there. I lost track of time, or I was daydreaming. My knees hurt me, and it was not comfortable coming back. That was further than I wanted to walk. My right knee has been killing me. I heard it when I jumped off the tractor this morning. But anyhow, I made it to the truck. I'm at the gate. The gate's right behind me. I got to get out and lock it. I just wanted to do a check-in. I got my phone charging. I'm at 18%. I thought it said 13. I got it to power on at 6%, so it's working. But I got it charging up, and I'm going home. Probably got ticks all over me, but everything's good. Made it out, thank God. And I'm not going back over there. That area is creepy, really, really creepy. Where I was at, when I stopped to sit down to listen for the dogs, I said, well, I'll throw the camera up and film a little short clip while I'm back here. I only had one battery left. I filmed a bunch when I was walking back there, but the footage is, well, I'll probably put some of it in here, let you guys see the walk, but the camera was off a lot when I thought it was on, so I don't know what was going on. It's probably just me. I have no idea, but anyway, I'm getting out of here. Y'all have a good afternoon. I love y'all. God bless you. Be kind, be safe. I have got to go take care of some pigs that are in the pig trap. I'm gonna do that in the morning. It's in the afternoon. It's cooling down. It's 75 degrees, so they'll be good to go. But I will see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. Be kind, be blessed. If there's anything I can do for you, please shoot me an email. My email address is standinggoatsrescue@yahoo.com, and I'll see you guys down the road. Bye-bye.